In this week's About Your Retirement, we're talking about changes you can make if you're lonely. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Yeah, this week a viewer asked Jim, after taking your loneliness test last Sunday, I discovered I was answering no to a lot of the questions. I'm 78 years old, live alone, and do feel very lonely and isolated. I want and need to change my life, but not sure where to start. Please help me. All right, well, hopefully you got some good advice for her.
Yes, well, and you know, I was talking to you last week about how that self-test, it really motivates people to get involved with their loved ones if they feel like they are dealing with these loneliness issues, because we don't want them to end up in depression and beyond. But you know, if you answer no to one of the questions, it's one thing, and you need to get to work on it. But like this viewer that answered no to all the questions, he's got a serious situation, and we know this is serious because of where it leads to. And in fact, we're going to do a Baby Boomers in Action program on it, where we've got more time to deal with it. But somebody in this situation, and unfortunately this person lives in a small town, so it's not as easy to get involved with a lot of other people his age. And so I recommend a complete change in the environment, and whether that means moving, may want to research into a retirement community somewhere and all, but there's 4 things that people need when they get to this point in their lives where they're answering no to 4 or 5 of these questions. And the first one is obviously counseling, and we've talked about that. You need to seek counseling there as you reach a depression state, and that's what this is telling people. Then you know, medications can help with that too. But the counseling can, if you want to go into a retirement living type setting, then seek out a continuing care community, one that has independent living, then assisted living, and on. Most communities that are set up right have a staff counselor that can help you with grief and with loneliness and depression issues. The second thing that becomes important to you is security, and that is security of not being alone. It's okay to live alone, but it's not good to be lonely. And this person obviously is not doing good at living alone and combating loneliness, so needs to have other friends and develop new friends, whatever it takes to be around people. The third thing is daily activities. Obviously needs a lot of structure in his life, and anyone does in this situation, to where they have things to do every day. At least at, you know, most of the better retirement communities, they start out the day with an exercise class, and then there's different types of activities, field trips, things. And then the last thing is he's got to live healthy. Sometimes this is what causes a lot of the depression and loneliness, because they're not eating nutritious meals, 3 nutritious meals per day, and they're not taking their medications like they're supposed to, and that becomes very important for those prescribed medications. And so retirement living, a complete change in the environment, I think is what this viewer needs, and you know, people in this situation need to recommend that to them.
Jim, thank you. And of course, we want to remind you, you can get any more advice on retirement from Jim on his other show. He mentioned that, Baby Boomers in Action. That's Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. on News 9 Plus. That's channel 52. Of course, for more information any time of the day, you can go to news9.com/retirement.